Well, I had an opportunity to come in to LSU, and I think when you coach in college baseball, LSU is looked at as the pinnacle of college baseball from all different corners of the country. And this chance to come here and work with Coach Maneri, who was my coach when I played at Notre Dame, was something that was really special, and it's just been an awesome experience.
Paul Mary said that last year, Daniel Cabrera would be the first one to tell you that he wasn't really up to his standards, but he expects this year to be kind of his huge year. What kind of adjustments did you make with him, trying to shorten up his swing?
Well, I tell you, Daniel Cabrera has put in a lot of work all year long. He's down in the cages more than anybody we have on this team, getting after it, perfecting his swing, and I think we're all excited for a really big year out of Daniel going forward here.
Could you go big picture with us and kind of take us through what your approach might be and what you and Coach Maneri have kind of figured out would be the best approach for the team?
Well, I think the thing that we've talked about as a team all year is wanting to score runs. So often in baseball, the focus has been on batting average, home runs, and that sort of thing. As a team, we've made a focus on scoring runs. What causes runs scored? And really what we found is extra base hits and walks to be the big keys of scoring runs. And that's the things that we've really promoted all year long, is really making an effort to get our pitch as an offense, as a hitter. And with getting our pitch, it'll create some more plate discipline, and then also lead to more extra base hits.
So maybe a little bit more patient at the plate and aggressive once you're on the bag?
Well, certainly, I think of it as a controlled aggression. I think of it something where you're very, very aggressive to a specific pitch when you have less than 2 strikes on you. And I think it's really important to be aggressive to that pitch, but also be able to stop yourself in that aggression so that you're not swinging at the pitcher's pitch. If you swing at the pitcher's pitch, you're going to get the pitcher's result. We want our results, so we want to swing at our pitch.
Don't you think it was a little unusual when a coach leaves a paying job to be a volunteer? That raised a few eyebrows.
I think that just speaks to LSU, the history of this program, and the level of this league, and the great things that are going on in college baseball right now.
Any second guessing about?
No, I've loved.
No, I'm
loved
not
my time
talking
here.
about you, but I'm just talking about it. It is an unusual circumstance.
Oh, it's unusual, but I think it's becoming more and more common in the game right now with the way that the game has moved over the last 5 years.
Coach, what was the key to Cody Hosey's success last year? And what did you see? Do you see that type of opportunity coming here? With these hitters here.
I think much like I just mentioned with Daniel, Cody Hosey put in a tremendous amount of effort for 2 years. The work that goes unseen was his sophomore year, when he went from being a hitter who was a little bit out of control with the swing to really, really fine-tuning it, having a pretty good year. And then he grew into his body. He just became a little bit more mature and confident, and what a year he had. And there's nobody that you pull for more than Cody Hosey. And certainly it's something that we would love to have our players have that sort of success. Every one of them have the kind of explosion and development that Cody had. He did an outstanding job for us last year, and certainly use him as an example for these guys at times.
What's the process like that you develop in a relationship with the different hitters? When they're in a downswing, how you can help them pick up and hit better. So what's that relationship like in terms of developing it, so that when a guy's in a slump, you have the camaraderie with him to be able to tell him, here, you should do this or do that?
Well, I think that, like any relationship, it begins with trust. And from the time I got here, that was a point of mine, to develop a relationship with these players, to gain their trust so that I could trust them and they could trust me. When I got the job here, I was fortunate to be able to go see a lot of these guys play in their summer leagues, have dinner with them in my first few weeks here, because I wanted to establish that trust among each other, that, hey, we're in this together. And from there, once you have that trust, I think it's trying things. It's a team effort where, we're in the fight together. And I hope that every one of them feels that way, that we both have the same goal. We want to win national championships, and we want to develop them to be the best player that they could possibly be. How do we get there? And it's a collaborative effort to, put our heads together, put our minds together, and our thoughts together, where their heart is in whatever they're doing to try to be the best player they could possibly be.
Do you preach incremental improvement, Coach? When you measure a guy and how he's moving forward, how do you view that?
I think measuring a baseball player's development is one of the toughest things to do, because it's a game where you develop in small increments every single day. And sometimes there's setbacks along the way. There's a learning curve to some things that you might be doing. You know, a golfer, for example, who's trying to improve. Hey, he might go out his first time ever playing, he shoots 100, and then he shoots 95, then he shoots 90. But all of a sudden, you know, as he improves and improves and improves, he shoots an 80, and then a 79, but then an 81, and then maybe a 78, 79. And it's that incremental thing. It's the same thing in hitting. We just don't have as clear of a scoreboard. And so I think that for us, it's just a matter of bringing an effort every single day that's consistent, an energy that's consistent, working toward something that's going to make that individual better.
Paul kept the pressure on you in his press conference. You might become a real greatness. That's some heat right away on you.
Well, gosh, you know, I think what an exciting time to be at LSU, and I'll tell you, I'd be crazy if I wasn't paying close attention to what that team was doing over there in their preparation and how they handled their season and their success. And you know, certainly a fun team to be a fan of, but you know, I think when you're a coach, you always pay attention to teams in a little bit different way, and that team was a really fun one to be around.
What is your relationship so far with Daniel Cabrera, and just how pleasing is it for him to be number 8 in the locker room?
Oh, Daniel's been awesome. You know, we talked on the phone, I think maybe my first or second day on the job, and then I spent some time with him up in Cape Cod this summer. We've just had a really good relationship, you know, where he's always bouncing ideas off of me, and maybe I'll suggest something here and there to him. You know, he's such a mature hitter. He's a mature person, a mature baseball player that at this point is coming in and, you know, seeing what he needs and trying to offer whatever he needs to be the best player that he could possibly be.
How do you make Mo Hampton, I guess, make such a quick transition? Obviously, he has the want to. I mean, immediately make, you know, as soon as football's over, he walks right in the next day, ready to go.
Yeah, you know, what an athlete Mo is, and I think you know, he's even a better person, and I think that's going to be a huge part of this transition for him, where he'll be able to have the skills that carry him to be able to have you know, the opportunity to compete for us, but probably more importantly, he's going to get after it every single day as a good teammate, as a player that, you know, puts forward a great effort every day, and those are the things combined with the skill that are going to allow him to, you know, potentially have some success here really early on.
But how pleasing is it just that, you know, you go to DC, he comes back the next day, and to get right back to practice, even before that he wanted to skip? Just how pleasing is it to have that work ethic from a young guy like that?
You know, it's outstanding, and it's refreshing, and I appreciate it. But you know, the other thing I would say is I think we're surrounded here by 35 guys with that sort of mentality and work ethic. Not to take anything away from Mo, but it's a great thing about this program is we have a lot of guys here eager to work.
Thanks, Coach.